Yo everybody, this is Juan TV coming to you with yours truly, Juan Carlos, and I'm here with my partner in crime, Convex Gaming.
Hey guys, today what we're going to be doing is we're doing a review, and the review is on the new Hobbit movie, Battle of Five Armies.
Dun dun dun. Well, anyways, so the way this is gonna work is we're gonna sound off a few things that we like about it, give it a rating out of 5. And then give a few reasons for that. Then we're gonna go back. We're gonna read something. We're gonna read this little passage here, not from the Bible, but on this website called /film.com, which is written by
Germain Lucier.
Something like that. It's spelled GermainLussier, and we're not. And these are his words, so we're not gonna be plagiarizing him. We're gonna make that clear right now. But that's gonna come in a later point. For me, I'm giving it a 3.9 out of 5, and here are my reasons. And some of my reasons actually go along with Germain's, or German's. I think it's German. With German, so I'm gonna leave it to the passage to kind of explain my point part of. But the other reasons is, my other reasons are these. It's action packed, obviously, but to me it's a bit too much. I mean, and there's too many of these points where, and like half the movie is this, and just too many spots are like, oh, we're gonna come back and win this, you know. I mean, that's great to do once, maybe twice, if you're pushing it. But they did it 7 or 8 times, and the whole half of the movie was like that. It just doesn't work like that. You just kind of dumb the movie down. And then the other thing is that, I mean, the sad ending, I mean, that's obvious in any action movie. And then the other thing is, it's a bit too gruesome into my point. They could have taken out some of that. There are too many of those ooh moments, you know? Like, if anyone's seen Fury when that tank shell blows the top half off of that guy in the tank, yeah, no, that's the moments I'm talking about. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up on YouTube, and figure that out, because then you'll know what I'm talking about. The other thing was that it is way too much cliche. I mean, seriously, get some new material. And the other thing is it's way too predictable.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to Peter Jackson, he makes some really good movies, like the Lord of the Rings series was really good.
Hey, those are classics.
And I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, or 3.5 out of 5, mainly for the same reasons. Basically, yeah, it has a lot of stuff that's cliche. The cliche, like, one of the most evil people, death. Like, there's always that death, the falling death. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's always like this one evil guy that always falls and dies.
Or at least it seemed like it.
Yeah. And
then there's that passage I was talking to you about. The passage I was talking about is, if you go on /film.com, the review, I guess, is called "Why the Hobbit: Battle of the Five Armies is the worst Peter Jackson Hobbit movie ever," or it's a movie review. It was posted on Wednesday, December 17th. And if you scroll down into where you see all the guy on the moose, and
I love that moose.
Yeah, you love that moose, and then all the elves right there, and in the subtitle is "Return of the King versus Battle of the Five Armies."
Okay.
That's the passage we're about to read.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it. Quote: When Peter Jackson last concluded a trilogy, he made one of the best films of all time, The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. It's a masterpiece. It's a film I'll watch and get emotional about any time it's on. That's because not only does it work as a fantastic cap on a great story, it works perfectly as its own story. There's a beginning, a middle, and a few ends. All of the big action and emotional beats are earned within the movie you're watching. The fact you have two movies with these characters beforehand only bolsters that fact. A character like Aragorn or Frodo is a different person not only from the beginning of the trilogy to the end. They're different person from the beginning of one movie to the end of that movie. The way the film stands on its own, even more so than the previous two films, is what it makes it so special. I say all of this because The Hobbit, Battle of Five Armies, does none of that. It fails to do exactly what it's supposed to do, being the third act of a story. The film is 144 minutes long, of almost non-stop action with no real arc. It has a dazzling excitement, but it fails to resonate because it all lacks emotional weight. It's as if Jackson took what should have been the final 30 minutes of his movie and stretched it by 2 hours. What you're left with is a very beautiful, suitably exciting film that feels completely empty.
And like I said, that kind of explains my view on it. And it does feel empty. It really does. And the ending does feel stretched out. I mean, it's one thing, to stretch an ending by a couple minutes. Because, it's like, okay, it should have ended like 10 minutes ago. But, I'm kind of glad that they did that. That explains a few things. But no, he took the ending and stretched it out by an hour. And then, and it's like, okay, this should have been done an hour ago. Explained one thing, but they didn't know to go into so much detail about what actually happened. Sure, they fought, whatever, it's the end, but, I mean, it was just too much. And then that too much kind of blocked out everything else, making it, the too much, empty.
I actually don't know what to say. So, like, as you were saying about the, pure triumph, I'm gonna read another paragraph. Quote, once it's done, Jackson moves all his chess pieces to their places on the board, and they just go at it. You know those ionic, unforgettable action moments in the Return of the King? The Ronin Storm, Pelennor Fields, Eowyn kills the Witch King, Aragorn arrives at Gondor with the Ghost Army. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen that. Those are great moments that give little goosebumps. Well, the Battle of Five Armies is basically a 2-hour string of those, moment after moment of incredible feats of battle that eventually lose their wow because they are all stacked up against each other. When we saw Legolas take down an elephant in the Return of the King, it was amazing because we never see him do anything quite like that. In this movie, he's got at least 5 moments on par with that feat.
That is so true. That is so true. And the other thing is that, I mean, there were just too many triumph moments, and that is a major thing. You don't, like I said this earlier, I know I'm recapping myself, but that's a major thing. And no offense about all the cliche, and this is kind of how most of the new movies are, is that they're running out of ideas. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else. Yeah. And now, we've had a thought that maybe put some guy in isolation, give him a character, I guess a brief background.
What I thought was we put a guy in isolation. They give him a topic and a cast of characters, and they just tell him to write a storyline. And we were thinking, what are the chances of him writing completely cliche or everything but a little bit of cliche, which is okay. Just about everything is new. And then we wouldn't have a cliche movie that would probably get pretty good reviews, honestly.
Well, considering the storyline was good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have a completely original ideas, but they could still suck.
Yeah. But, like, it would be really nice to see something not cliche.
Well, then again, that's true, because you might have a lot of people that like it because it's not cliche.
Yeah, but also, like, what we're used to now, like, this generation is used to all that cliche. That's what they like the movies about.
That is true.
Yeah.
But then you got those few people who, and even some of the people who like the cliche, they say, "Oh well, I've not seen that before. That's kind of neat. In fact, I kind of like that." And it's like, that's new and original. What?
Yeah, and like,
I mean, it's better.
Yeah, like you said, Juan. Like, this is completely off topic now, but we're doing a new thing. We're talking about something else, and you said, Juan, that you could really relate some of the battles to like a Clash of Clan attack.
Oh, that is true. Think about it. You've got the elves as archers, and basically all the archers as their kind of, you got your archers. Then even then towards the end, you got your archer in the archer tower. Then you got your wizards. Gandalf and a few other people.
Then you have Thorin and the dwarves as your barbarians.
And actually all the foot soldiers, those are your barbarians.
Yeah, and then you have like the evil goblins.
You actually have goblins.
Yeah, and then you have trolls, which could be giants.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a.
And then what about? And I don't know where the witches would come in, but
there are no witches.
Yeah,
but Thorin.
Then you got your dragon.
He's dead.
Yeah, I know, but you got your dragon.
Yeah, and then there's the Hog Rider, which is
that's true.
Cousin. He's got the hammer and he's riding a hog and everything.
I mean, I wonder if they did that on purpose.
No.
Nah, although if they did, that was pretty sweet, because they just turned the Hog Rider and made it completely awesome.
Yeah, but it's not as cool in my opinion, honestly.
Although they turned Mr. T into a Irish guy. Oh, by the way, if anyone agrees with me that his cousin, if you go on to what is it?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh yeah, How to Train Your Dragon, and then the fat guy with the fake arm that's the guy's dad's friend or something. I don't know. Anyways, he sounds like him.
Okay.
He kind of sounds like him, if you ask me, and I think it might be the same guy. If it is, that's awesome, but I don't know. That's just my thought. And so, as a total, we gave, as an average, it was a 3.7 out of 5, or a 74%. Now, that's good, but, it definitely could be better. And then when you get, and now, here are all the other reviews. The Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 60%. Metacritic, a 59%. IMDb gave it a 79%.
70?
Yeah.
Yes.
A 79%. And then Common Sense gave it an 80%. Now, our review is right there in the middle, so if you were to go and look at it, you might agree with us. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. It's not a bad storyline. But just keep in mind things what we have said. And I guess our job is to persuade people to give, persuade people to, how should I say?
Persuade people.
To either go or not go. And if I had to say yes or no, I'll tell you why. Because people sometimes look when they can't decide whether or not to watch a movie, they'll go and look at reviews and see what it got. And now this, I guess that makes, and for those people, it's our job to say, hey, you should go see this, or no, you shouldn't.
Well, it's not really up to our decision because we don't know what everybody likes.
Well, that's true, but here our idea is to give them our job is to give them facts and our opinions of them.
Yeah.
And that may or may not persuade them to go or not go. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it won't even do either, but we're just there to help, so to speak.
Yeah.
So our review is basically right there in the middle of all of it. So if I had to say go or not go,
I would say go.
Yeah, definitely go, but be warned that there are some of those ooh moments, if you know what I mean. And
I almost
it's
saw
not for the faint-hearted. I mean, there's not like there's not a heck of a lot of blood or something and stuff like that. But
I mean, it's like the usual blood, like the little cut. It's like the cut blood dripping down.
yeah, it's that kind of. It's not completely splattered everywhere, if you know what I mean. But I wouldn't say it's for the. I will say it's not for the faint-hearted. But if you think you can take it, go. I recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep in mind some of these things. So I guess that wraps up our video at around 15-16 minutes. So again, if you are wondering, if you're wondering when we're going to be doing reviews and how we're doing them, we're kind of basing them off this. Although this is more of a major movie, some other things we'll just do 2 or 3 at a time. Like we'll do some of the older movies plus maybe a video game that we want to review, because we do video games, we do movies, we do sometimes every once in a while we'll do a song if we think it might be worth it. But probably not. Yeah, probably not. But we might if we've run out of things to review. And so, if you are wanting to email us for suggestions on what to review,
or just comment,
but if you're gonna comment, do it in the comment box, because that's kind of what it's for. And don't just email to say hi, okay? Because that will just get annoying. But if you actually have a suggestion, and maybe have some contradictory comments on, like, maybe you have a different feeling on a movie, and you want us to go back and maybe see it, and see if you get what you're saying, we can do that.
Yeah, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at we're gonna go through a lot of the comments, and whatever is the most liked comment or the most suggested comment, we'll do that, and we're gonna look at that every weekend, most likely.
That's when we get popular, and depending on how many people.
If you guys like this.
Yeah, like we're gonna start doing this thing. And the other thing that we're gonna be doing, once we get some software that we need, we're gonna start doing gaming videos. But until then, probably not, unless we're doing Minecraft videos or some sort of videos that are on the computer. Because I've got the software for that. I just don't have software for the TV. Or if I can figure out how to hook my Xbox up to my computer. Oh, well, yeah. And I guess the program we're gonna try to get is called Elgato. And if anyone knows where to get that, please put it in the box or email me. And the email will be in the description. And I think that about wraps this up.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I guess this wraps it up. So again, this is Juan TV coming to you with yours truly, Juan Carlos. And thank you for taking your time to listening to us. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff in the world, share, all that.
Yep.
And, this is kind of late, but Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas very late, I guess, at least by the time this is going to be out.
Yep.
But, yeah, so
we'll see you next video. See you later, guys.
Okay, see ya.